I studied aquaculture and fisheries technology. Aquaculture is the growing of aquatic species. People grow seafood, fish, shellfish. People also grow things like seaweeds and algae that are not only used for food, but used for everyday products like toothpaste, ice cream, even baby formulas, pharmaceuticals. Aquaculture is the fastest growing food producing business in the world. And, front slide. And in the next 50 years, we are going to have to grow more seafood than we've grown in the existence of mankind.
Marine aquaculture is the practice of farming aquatic plants, mollusks, crustaceans, and fish in their natural habitats. Climate change is starting to impact marine aquatic farmers and threaten sustainable seafood production worldwide. Warming sea surface temperatures, ocean acidification, and changes in algae growth have affected both large and small-scale aquatic operations. Marine aquaculture is a very important industry because it plays a large role as a global food source and as an alternative to traditional land agriculture. Fish account for 10% of the world's food security, and aquaculture accounts for 47% of all harvested seafood. In addition to being an important food source, marine aquaculture provides a source of employment for many people living in coastal areas. For example, over 12% of jobs in Rhode Island are in the aquaculture industry. Decreasing fish populations would also have an economic impact on consumers. If fish become more scarcely available, then the prices will rise and people of lower economic status will not be able to afford fish or other seafood. Since many people rely on fish as a main protein source, this is a health problem as well as an economic one. The loss of wild fish populations also has a large impact on the marine ecosystem. Already, the amount of wild fish in their natural habitat is alarmingly low because of overfishing, as well as these other environmental issues. If we continue the same practices without regulation, overharvested fish species could begin to disappear from the ocean altogether. This would cause a disruption in the food chain and potentially threaten other species that rely on fish as a primary food source. Fish should be given more time to reproduce between fishing seasons. This allows populations to regrow after being depleted by harvest. If different species of fish are harvested during different periods, a consistent food source can be made available without compromising the health of fish populations. The quality of fish in a fish culturing tank is essential for sustainability. One strategy for sustainable aquaculture is when water from the culture tank is passed through 2 filters. The clean water is then circulated back to the tank with the added oxygen. Filtering of water gives fish a more quality living space, resulting in more healthy fish. The waste can be collected after filtration, meaning it's not running off into local oceans or ponds. Another method is integrated multi-trophic aquaculture, which is a strategy where different aquatic plant species are used as biofilters. This maintains better water quality, which allows for healthier aquatic ecosystems. In addition, small-scale aquaculture operations should be supported rather than larger ones. Small-scale farms often promote sustainability practices, and they provide fair employment for people living in coastal areas. Although aquaculture has many benefits, current practices are threatening the marine environment. Aquaculture can be made more sustainable by farming the fish instead of catching them in the wild, creating a healthy environment to prevent disease from spreading through fish populations, and integrating aquaculture into a system where plants grow in the nutrients from fish waste. Overall, aquaculture can be a very beneficial and practical way of harvesting seafood, creating sustainable jobs, and combating the problem of overfishing in wild fish populations, if done sustainably. Aquaculture allows for these wild fish populations to rebound in nature while continuing to supply the globe with the seafood they need. However, because of climate change and other environmental issues, aquaculture has been faced with problems that could be detrimental to these farm-bred fish. Nevertheless, marine aquaculture is an ever-changing industry, and through these sustainable practices, they will be able to continue to raise fish in safe and healthy environments.